a poem attributed to Columkill. It's in the Columkill lived and died in the 6th century. He died in 597. I think it's the 9th of June. I know this because every year my friend Brian Friel sends me a card ahead of time saying, don't forget the 7th of June, the Feast of Columkill. All dairymen have to do something special that day. So anyway, Columkill died 597, and in 1997, in the month of June, I published this translation of Iskir Mochrub Unskrivi. My hand is tired, twisted up from writing with the pen. So I thought, in honour of the copyright man and in honour of Columkill, who was the patron saint of the first school I went to, I might start here. Don't worry, this will be quite short. It'll be going on for more than about 25 minutes or so. But anyway, it was written in the 12th century. Columkill didn't write it, he attributed it to him. And another scribe wrote it, obviously. And he said, As Berla, as Mohaj Berla. My hand is cramped from pen work. My quill has a tapered point. Its bird mouth issues a blue dark, beetle sparkle of ink. Wisdom keeps welling in streams from my fine drawn, sallow hand, river run on the vellum of ink from green-skinned holly. My small runny pen keeps going through books, through thick and thin, to enrich the scholar's holdings. Penwork that cramps my hand. I like the poem for itself, but I also like it because I can, not elevate, inflate myself from it, because my own first poem, my first book, was about working with a pen. It's called Digging, and I'm sure some of you have encountered it, but I always feel safe when I'm saying it, so I thought I might say it as well, because of the pen work involved. Digging, first poem, my first book. Between my finger and my thumb, the squat pen rests, snug as a gun. Under my window, a clean rasping sound, when the spade sinks into gravelly ground. My father, digging. I look down, till his straining rump among the flower beds bends low, comes up 20 years away, stooping in rhythm through potato drills, where he was digging. The coarse butt nestled on the lug. The shaft against the inside knee was levered firmly. He rooted out tall tops, buried the bright edge deep, to scatter new potatoes that we picked, loving their cool hardness in our hands. By God, the old man could handle a spade, just like his old man. My grandfather cut more turf in a day than any other man on Turner's bog. Once I carried him milk in a bottle, corked sloppily with paper. He straightened up to drink it, then fell to right away, nicking and slicing neatly, heaving sods over his shoulder, going down and down to the good turf, digging. The cold smell of potato mould, the squelch and slap of soggy peat, the curt cuts of an edge through living roots awaken in my head. But I have no spade to follow men like them. Between my finger and my thumb, the squat pen rests. I'll dig with it. I wonder could I get a glass of water, because it's going to be a bother to you and a bother to me. Thanks a lot, man. I'm very irritating to listen to this kind of croak. Since I mentioned the Constable McKeown, I thought I would do a poem called The Constable Calls, which is set in the 1940s, 50s, really. I was a youngster anyway, and this policeman visited the house. One of the jobs of the local police in those days was to make what they called the tillage returns. But the farmer had the householder, the farmer usually, had to make returns. It was a form of census taking every year. So the farmer reported the number of cattle, what they were, which crops were, which fields, many acres, and so on. So So it was a kind of a routine domestic thing. But as I say, the figure of the policeman was an authority figure. And in the case of the North, on my side of the national side of the house, the gun and the baton were always a sense of menace, decorum and unease ruled the roost while this man was in the house. So this is just a memory. This was written after the Troubles started. And I was glad I referred to that aspect of our likeness writers in the North, because of course we had our private, inner, domestic and amorous lives to contend with. Thank you very much. But you felt answerable to what was going on around you. It was hard to know how to good God, how to give it any validity artistically. And since most of what I was writing was based on memory, I went back into memory to try to do an archaeological dig into the origins of this trouble. To say that when the country was quiet, there was a lot of voltage and danger beneath the quiet. So this is a constable cause. Very direct, very straightforward story, really. It may be that some of the terminology gone. Dynamos were the hub thing that produced that light on the wheel. I won't go into other aspects of the bicycle. His bicycle stood at the windowsill, the rubber coil of a mud splasher skirting the front mud guard. Its fat black candle grips heating in sunlight, the spud of the dynamo gleaming and cocked back, the pedal treads hanging relieved of the boot of the law. His cap was upside down on the floor next to his chair. The line of his pressure ran like a bevel in his slightly sweaty hair. He had unstrapped the heavy ledger, and my father was making tillage returns in acres, goods and purchase. Arithmetic and fear. I sat staring at the polished holster with its button flap. The braid cord looped into the revolver butt. Any other root crops, mangos, marrow stems, anything like that? No. But was there not a line of turnips where the seed ran out in the potato field? I assumed small gilts and sat imagining the black hole in the barracks. He stood up, shifted the baton case further round on his belt, closed the Domesday book, fitted his cap back with two hands, and looked at me as he said goodbye. A shadow bobbed in the window. He was snapping the carrier spring over the ledger. His foot pushed off, and the bicycle ticked, ticked, ticked. The course of time bomb in it, there it is. One of my favourite remarks in the region of law, justice, was by the poet Yeats, which I quote often because it seems to encapsulate a challenge for all sentient thinking creatures, as well as people